Hi, I'm Jordan James. On this special edition of Good Deeds Buffalo, we're going to go behind the scenes of our Blood is Blood Gay Alliance blood drive happening at the Western New York Red Cross Chapter, 786 Delaware Avenue. You're going to learn the importance of blood donation and why you should get out and roll up your sleeve. Enjoy the show. We're here at the blood drive, the Blood is Blood Gay Alliance blood drive, Jen, and you decided to donate. Can you tell me a little bit about why you decided to roll up your sleeve today?
So you asked me to come talk about blood donations because of my daughter, and I figured
Absolutely.
while I'm here, it would be a lost opportunity if I didn't let them check my hemoglobin to see if I was over the 12.5 marker that allows for blood donations, and I was 15.7, so my body is ready to donate. We got a vein going, and hopefully this can save 3 people's lives. And by saying saving their lives, my daughter was diagnosed with leukemia when she was 7.5 in 2011. And for her to even go through chemotherapy, she needed red cells right away. She needed blood donations just to get started with chemotherapy. They put the Metaport in, they want to get everything going, but when somebody's diagnosed with leukemia, their body, their marrow is not doing what it should. It's not making enough of what it should. And she, over a 10-year period of time being a Roswell patient, she had well over 100 red cell transfusions. Wow. She had dozens of platelet transfusions, transfusions. And also there's a blood product called IVIG. It helps people who have immune deficiencies. So after her bone marrow transplant, usually they're taking stem cells out of the blood.
Okay.
A lot of times with bone marrow donations, it's not going into your marrow. It's using your blood to pull stem cells out. So it's not as scary as what people even would think that it would be. It's not scary at all.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned Stella. Can you tell us a little bit more? So Stella was somebody who had a wonderful, bright and bubbly personality, and she appreciated the blood donors, right? Coming out to support her and her need. Can you tell me a little bit more about Stella?
So Stella, when she was diagnosed at 7.5, she, like I said, went through all those blood transfusions. We hosted with the Red Cross several blood donation drives where the first one had at least 100 people come out, which wow. I think was over 80 people that were able to donate. Not everybody meets all the markers, but you go and you hope that you can help somebody. And if you can't, maybe you take your vitamins, your multivitamin, make sure you're getting a little more iron in your diet, and the next time it works out.
But what did it mean to you to have the community come together and donate their blood and support Stella in the way that they did?
There were people we had never met that had known Stella through the media. Stella Swift, that some people know her as her Facebook page. She has over 8,000 followers on there, and I have been very active with her Facebook page because after losing her January 9th of 2021, it's been hard. But when you asked me to come out, you know a bit of her story, and you know I have a tendency to talk. And we do want to essentially say thank you to all the people that helped her fight by going out and doing it ourselves. My husband donates platelets every other week because it's like a 2 weeks in between donations. That platelet donation only lasts 7 days.
Wow.
It's a very quick thing, and if you need surgery, there's a good chance if you're sick, you're not making enough platelets just to have a surgery of any kind, they might need that to help stop bleeding and complications from a surgery. She needed a product called IVIG that comes from over 1,000 different donors to bring enough immunity into her body to help fight infection. And she needed that after her transplant for her last 6 years. I can't even tell you how many times in her last year alone, we think she had COVID. She had a lung infection they had never seen in February 2020, and they were giving her IVIG 3 times a week. Wow. So that every type of blood product she could have possibly had, I believe she had.
And as Stella's case, she needed it constantly. Yeah. So these blood drives are so important. Rolling up your sleeve to donate is so important, wouldn't you say?
Oh my gosh, especially summertime. People go on vacation, they think about having fun. They don't think about the people that are sitting in a hospital or in a clinic waiting for the next transfusion so that they can get their chemotherapy. It's just something that you're living life and you're having fun, and you just don't always think about. If you get out of the habit because of vacation, sometimes people don't remember to reschedule.
Yeah.
So just seeing this, I hope that if people have donated before, they think maybe I should sign up and donate again, find something close to my house. If they've never donated, it's not scary. It really isn't. I mean...
Yeah, I was just about to ask. So we're doing this while you're getting your blood taken.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I'm trying to remember to squeeze the little thing in my hand, talk and do something else. It was just a small pinch from the needle. It's no different from getting an easy shot. It's not like the tetanus shot that hurts forever. It's not like that. And they might just say, don't lift anything heavy for a couple hours afterwards.
Wonderful.
It's not anything that really takes too much out of you. You might have some juice and cookies afterwards.
So this is the Blood is Blood Gay Alliance blood drive, and we encourage the gay community that can donate to come on out and donate.
You know, I think that the rules that they have in place as far as people in their sexual encounters is a little silly when all the blood that is donated and given to people is tested. It goes through a radiation process to make sure there's no bacteria that's going to harm somebody that's severely immune compromised. There is so much work that gets done to the blood before a patient gets it. So to have rules in place that really are based on an old-time stigma, it's a lost opportunity that could help somebody fight cancer, go through a surgery, go through whatever they're having a problem with, knowing that somebody out there gave selflessly. Mm-hmm. And it was always so encouraging to us when she got a transfusion. We would always recognize the fact that somebody donated so that she could continue to fight. We were always feeling that gratitude, and my husband and I still want to continue that, even though we've lost our daughter, because it's so important to us that she was allowed to be with us for an extra 10 years after her original diagnosis.
It certainly is, and thank you for sharing Stella with us in Buffalo. It's certainly something that's motivational and encouraging, and while we don't have Stella here, we have her hope and her positivity with us today, so thank you.
Never lost hope. She never lost hope in anything that she did, right up to her last breath, and she really loved people around her, and she wanted them to know they were important. And so when she was able to host blood drives, she made crafts for them to thank them. And she sat through the entire day of people coming through a blood drive like this to personally say thank you. So,
that's wonderful.
Jordan, thank you.
Thank you.
For putting this on TV and bringing awareness to people in the community.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Can I get a hug?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Truly a heart-touching story, one I will never forget. Rest in peace, Stella. June 5th, 2003 to January 9th, 2021. May your light shine on for eternity. After this quick break, I will catch you up on all the good events and news happening here in Western New York in my segment, Jordan's Good Events and News. Then we'll check back in with Hannah Malik with the American Red Cross when Good Deeds Buffalo continues. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jordan James. Now it's time for this segment in which I talk about all the good events and news around your hometown in Jordan's Good Events and News. If you'd like to submit your good deed, good news, or event story to be considered for the show, just visit gooddeedsbuffalo.tv and click the Submit a Story tab. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Western New York chapter presents Buffalo Out of Darkness. The Out of Darkness Community Walk is a journey of remembrance, hope, and support. It unites our communities and provides an opportunity to acknowledge the ways in which suicide and mental health conditions affected our lives and those we love and care about. The walk will take place September 18th, 2022 at Canalside. Registration starts at 8:30 a.m. While there is no registration fee to participate, local businesses and individuals are encouraged to get involved and sign up to walk and set a $150 fundraising goal to help support AFSP's work to stop suicide and receive the official walk t-shirt. Donations are vital and are very much appreciated. Help show the world how many of us are together to fight suicide by registering for the Buffalo Walk at asfp.org/Buffalo today. Roswell Park Cancer Institute is teaming up with the Men Allied for the Need to Understand Prostate Cancer to hold their 11th annual Cruising for a Cure, presented by West Her, with classic cars, trucks, motorcycles, and more. It will take place September 24th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center at Elm and Carlton Street. They'll have free prostate cancer education and early detection from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a one-on-one educational consultation completely free for early cancer detection for men at least 45 years old. Men at higher risk, including African Americans and those with a family history of prostate cancer, are encouraged to attend. They'll have 20+ awards, door prizes, and raffles, a DJ, food for sale, and goodie bags. Proceeds to benefit Men for the Need to Understand Prostate Cancer for prostate cancer research. I just had to tell you guys about this good news. Wheels for Workers 716, a new local nonprofit organization, has been formed in Western New York that provides bicycles to people and or families in need around Buffalo and Western New York who wish to work but lack basic transportation. They even take donated bikes and fix them up and give them away. These photos here are from June 22nd when they partnered up with Journey's End to distribute 25 bikes, helmets, and locks to those in need. Since their start, they've actually provided over 200 bikes, helmets, and locks to Western New York, and they're not slowing down anytime soon. To get involved and do your part, head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv and click the Good Events and News tab. We'll be right back to continue our show. Make sure to follow us on all of the latest social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Welcome back to Good Deeds Buffalo. Joining us now is Hannah Malik with the American Red Cross. Hannah, welcome back.
Thank you, it's great to be here.
So Hannah, I wanted to first talk about our blood drive. What does it mean to the Red Cross to have our long-standing blood drive with an important mission?
Well, first off, thank you for your leadership and just a tremendous partnership over the years. The need for blood is constant, and we can't do it without partners like you.
Well, thank you. And, I wanted to ask, what is involved to start your own blood drive? Could you tell some people about that? Because you keep saying this leadership skill you need, but what's involved?
Yeah, so we look for a room that's about 1,500 square feet of open space. That allows us to socially distance all of our beds and waiting areas. We look for about 25 people that are interested in donating blood, and then just a champion, someone who's going to be out there to get the community together to rally and donate blood.
And it doesn't cost anything for someone to champion a blood drive, right?
Absolutely, absolutely not. It's free to do so. We provide the juice and snacks the day of, flyers and posters to help get the word out, so no cost is associated.
You really just have to have a passion behind helping the community and saving lives.
Absolutely. One donation can save up to 3 lives, and sponsoring a blood drive that collects multiple units makes a big impact.
Wow. So let's talk about how easy it is to donate, right? It takes, 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, about
Right.
an hour for the whole process. We do a mini physical. Donors answer some questions on the computer. They meet all that criteria. They move onto the bed for the blood draw, which only takes about 5 to 10 minutes for that part of the process.
Yeah.
And then my favorite part, the canteen, eat all the juice and snacks you want.
Yeah. You know what I like and what I appreciate is when you go there, you can tell the staff is very trained, right? Can you tell me about how they're trained and what kind of process that is to take our blood?
Absolutely. So our staff go through really rigorous training for 6 weeks to learn about phlebotomy, to learn about the process. We're highly regulated by the FDA, so we make sure the process is done correctly every time because we want it to be safe for the patients whose lives we save.
Yeah, I mean, I was, at this past blood drive, we had somebody who felt a little ill and they needed to lay down. But I can tell you the staff responded so well, getting them a cold cloth right away, making sure that they were taken care of. And when you see that, it gives you confidence knowing I'm safe here. I can donate my blood here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about other perks. When you donate blood, the Red Cross actually can test your blood, right? And maybe let you know if there might be an abnormality as well.
Absolutely. We've actually saved lives from donors who didn't know they had a disease or an infection. We test for 12 different diseases and infections, and if there's anything wrong, we notify the donor and have a counselor help them through that process.
Wow, and you remember last time you were on the show, we talked about that, literally saving lives just from them donating blood. Both ways, right? Theirs and the people who might need the blood. What are other ways people can get involved with the American Red Cross?
Yeah, so if folks are eligible, we want them to sign up to donate blood. We're also looking for volunteers in many facets of our mission, whether that's responding to a home fire, deploying to a large national disaster, or to something here locally like a blood drive.
So Hannah, what does it mean to the Red Cross to have the LGBTQ plus community involved in donating blood, regularly at these blood drives?
Yeah, so this partnership is fantastic because it highlights the need for blood, and we want people to know that all are welcome and able to help serve our mission. If they're eligible, they can donate blood, but also just raising awareness to everybody in every community about the need for blood is so important.
Absolutely, and we're thankful that we have a safe space, that we're allowed to go and donate that blood. So where does the blood go?
Yeah, so we meet local needs first. We supply blood to every hospital in Western New York.
Okay.
And then once our local needs are met, we're able to move blood through our national network to where it's needed most. I personally am born and raised in California, and it's great to know that if blood's needed in California, we're able to move it there where it's needed most.
Yeah, and what I like too is if you sign up for the Red Cross mobile app, you can get notified where your blood's going. Right? So you can, if it's local or if it's across the country. And I really like that aspect. So you mentioned, some other services you offered earlier, but fires, you're responding to fires. What are the other ways that you respond to our community?
Yeah, so every 8 minutes, the Red Cross is responding to a disaster. Most folks know about the big national wildfires or hurricanes or earthquakes. That's definitely something that we do. But we also respond to home fires every single night. The fire department will call us and let us know that somebody's displaced. We'll meet them. We'll give them a comfort kit that has a toothbrush, deodorant, just the bare necessities that you need when you've lost everything. We'll give financial assistance, and that way folks can start the recovery process.
Absolutely. I heard that the Red Cross gets right involved, making sure they even have food available if needed too. Like, they really help. And that's such a needed service. We talked a little bit previously about the Ring the Alarm campaign. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what that was about?
Yeah, so with our disaster response, we focus on a couple different aspects. We like to prepare people, we respond, and then we help people through the recovery. So our Sound the Alarm campaign is a part of our preparedness efforts, and we reach out to vulnerable communities and install free smoke alarms. We look for volunteers to help do that. In addition to installing the alarm, we talk about best practices on how to leave your home, having a meeting place outside, having a kit, and practicing regularly.
You're really just helping them plan and making sure that there's a plan in place. I don't think anyone ever thinks they're gonna have a fire, but it can happen. So, if you need those smoke alarms, reach out to the Red Cross, as I'm sure they have other programs available to help you with that. You mentioned the need for volunteers. What kind of volunteers do you need? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so we look for volunteers out at our blood drives to greet blood donors, help them through the registration process, pass out those juice and cookies that I talked about earlier. We also look for volunteers to respond to those home fires. We train you. We look for volunteers to deploy nationally and be prepared here locally. We also have volunteers that help our service to the armed forces, our service members as well.
Wow. So you definitely need some volunteers. I mean, I know that I pretty much volunteer, right? And I enjoy it. The atmosphere is friendly, and you're appreciated. Everyone says thank you and they appreciate you. So I would recommend, if you're looking for something to do and volunteer, get out there and do your part. Now, Hannah's leaving us shortly. Can you tell us a little bit about that? You're moving out of Western New York, but you're going to stay with the Red Cross, right?
Absolutely. I've been with the Red Cross as an employee for 10 years and volunteered 3 years prior to that, and was born and raised in California, so I'll be moving back there and serving on our humanitarian services side of our mission.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. So we talked about this last time you were on the show, but can you tell our viewers your passion behind helping people?
Yeah, it all started because my older brother, Charlie, had leukemia growing up. He's well, healthy because of the blood donations that he received. It could be a pain in my neck sometimes, but it's a pain that I welcome. But again, he would not be here if it wasn't for volunteer blood donors and the Red Cross.
So he had leukemia and it was a fight for him. And without those blood transfusions, he wouldn't be here. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah, he battled for 2 years. He's in remission. He's a survivor now, and he's a nurse. So full circle, he's given back.
Wow, that is so wonderful to take it full circle. Like we talked earlier, to take something negative and turn it into a positive. It's so important. How can people get connected with the Red Cross?
Yeah, folks can call our 1-800-RED CROSS phone number. They can go to our website, redcross.org. If you're looking to make a blood appointment, our app is great. Like you mentioned, if you make your appointment on the blood app, it will tell you what hospital it goes to.
Wow. Thank you, Hannah, so much for serving Western New York. And now moving on to San Francisco. And I want to, again, thank you for your time.
Thank you. My pleasure.
We'll be right back with Good Deeds Buffalo. Next, I caught up with a local father who shared with me the importance of donating blood and how blood transfusion saved his son's life. So joining me now is Jason Fogg. So why is it so important for people to donate blood?
Well, donations of blood are so vital to the blood supply. It's constantly going through ebbs and flows. We actually just went over our biggest shortage that we've had in the blood supply in over a decade. So it's so vital for us to not only get blood donations regularly, but to find new donors as well to donate. It's such a great cause. You're literally helping save lives in some cases with the donations that you provide through the American Red Cross. So it's one of those things that it has such a personal impact on folks. And some of those folks that need those transfusions, there's no face behind that recipient, that blood donor.
Why is receiving a blood transfusion so important to you? Like, why is it so, I can see it's making you a little emotional, so what is it?
So most of our donor base has stories similar to mine. My son, at 2 months old, needed emergency open heart surgery to correct a rare genital heart defect that he had called chortriatriatum. So during that time that he received his surgery, he needed a transfusion himself. So it was one of those moments that I had myself where I could kind of put myself in those shoes of the donors, the recipients, and I just saw the impact that it made for my son and his ability to get through that surgery and come out on the end in a great place and able to recover fully.
Wonderful. So you were able to see firsthand the importance of donating blood with your son. I'm sorry, you said his name was Jackson?
Jackson, yeah.
It's so wonderful that he's able to be here just because that blood transfusion was one of the reasons, and that is just so powerful.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you were willing to share that story with us. And I wanted to ask before we go, what would you tell people who don't currently donate blood and to encourage them to donate blood?
You know, it's a really quick process. It usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour to donate. And the need is just so constant. There's always a need to fill the blood supply and to have those life-saving blood products for our donor base and for our recipients of those blood transfusions. We encourage you to schedule an appointment through the American Red Cross or visit the website and schedule an appointment to donate blood. It's quick and it has such an impact, and I get to see it every day. There's folks at blood drives who tell me stories constantly of loved ones that have needed transfusions. They themselves have needed transfusions, and it just puts it into such a perspective. It's such a human thing to do to help out humanity in such a selfless way.
Yeah, it's so wonderful. And like you said, you've been able to see these stories of people and why the need is so great. I just want to thank you again for taking the time to speak with us. But before we go, how is Jackson doing and how are things going there?
Jackson has made a full recovery. He's almost 3. His 3rd birthday is coming up soon.
Wonderful.
And other than the scar he has on his chest, you'd never know that he was through something that, could have cost him his life. So he's made a full recovery, and there's no issues moving forward. He doesn't need repeat surgeries. We kind of do the yearly checkups just to check and see. In rare cases it can grow back. That rare congenital heart defect is basically a membrane that covers a portion of the heart that pumps. And that's really it. From here on out, you should be able to live a normal, healthy life.
Wonderful. So you heard it from Jason, the importance of why you should donate blood and what transfusions do for those in need. Just make sure to do your part. Do you know someone you would like for me to highlight for their good deed on Good Deeds Buffalo? This person would be involved in the community and oftentimes are a beacon of hope and kindness. Head over to gooddeedsbuffalo.tv and fill out the quick and easy nomination form. If selected, we'll reach out to you for more information. Again, I want to thank Jen for her life-saving blood donation and for sharing Stella's story with us and being a vital part of what makes us the city of good neighbors. I also want to thank Hannah for coming on the show and the Red Cross for their continued partnership and for what they do for Western New York. Visit gooddeedsbuffalo.tv to learn more about today's show. I want to thank WBBZ-TV for their unwavering support. Until next time, I'm Jordan James, and this is Good Deeds Buffalo. Thanks for watching. Remember, hate is in the moment, love is forever.